Hey guys! Hello!
Oh, hey guys, it's me, Yahya.
He was zoning out a little bit. How are you guys doing? So, it's been a month since our last stream together.
Yep.
And last month we agreed that we're gonna talk about the new animes that aired this season. So yeah, this is what we're gonna do tonight. It's the night for us, or today for you guys. Hello guys.
How's it going, everybody? Hello, Various. Hello, Procrastination Delight.
Hello, Kairi.
Kyrie. Oh.
Yeah, she's a friend of mine.
Are you a fan of Kingdom Hearts?
I guess she is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, yeah. Should we start already? There are a lot of shows that came out, and there are a lot of shows that come out every season, but to be honest, we didn't watch everything.
Yeah, there's the usual tropes, the usual the
idols, the sports,
we're not big fans of those, and the weird fan servicey animes, and we're nah.
Yeah, so basically the total of the animes we're gonna talk about are 12.
Yep.
So yeah, without further waiting, let's start with number 1. Yeah, so the number 1 thing we've watched, on the number 1 on our list is Hataraku Saibo Black.
And not number 1, as in first we'll start with talking about this.
Yeah.
It's not in our number 1 list.
Yeah, it's totally not for me. I only watched the first episode and I'm not gonna watch the rest, but Yahya is interested in continuing.
Yeah, last season, or a few weeks ago, I introduced my wife to Hataraku Saibo, the original season. And this one is this came out alongside the season 2 of Hataraku Saibo, and this one is Hataraku Saibo Black.
Wait, let's tell them what's Hataraku Saibo about. So basically, It means working cells. So the idea of the anime is that these people are workers inside a body. So these are the cells that are inside a human body, and they have different departments, like the department for lungs, the department for liver, and basically they have one task. The red blood cells, they have one task of delivering oxygen to whichever department they're assigned to.
It's really interesting. They're made an anime that is very cute and fun, and at the same time it's teaching you everything about what your body needs and how it works, and all these all these different parts and systems in your body that make your body work. And it's very interesting. You're enjoying it at the same time and learning a lot about it, so it's pretty cute and funny.
Yeah, the thing is, there's Hataraku Saibo and there's Hataraku Saibo Black. The Hataraku Saibo one is more educational and fun and comedic and cute, but the black one is basically, I think these cells are in the body of a stressed adult human. So
yeah, I think the previous one, the Hataraku Saibo, the normal one, the normal anime, that one is more about healthier, maybe it's a kid or young person's body, so everything's more happy in that body and everything's more chill. There's no much body problems, just mostly sicknesses and viruses, I think, coming in. Well, we didn't watch the whole thing, but I'm not quite sure about that part. But for Hataraku Saibo Black, it's a little bit more mature, and there's a lot more mature plot points and stories and problems. In the first episode, they show how the body there inside has he smokes, and it's causing a lot of problems in his body, and all kinds of issues, and they show how it's old, and the body used to be better, and it's now a bit tired, and it shows that it's more stressful. And for me personally, I found it more interesting than the normal Hataraku Saibo, because it shows actually a more realistic look of how a body is for people maybe our ages, where we are seeing nowadays more stress, which we didn't have when we were kids. And yeah, it's pretty interesting.
Magically Manga says, "What? Wait, didn't the body almost die of blood loss in the first season?" Wow.
Oh, so yeah, I didn't finish the whole thing. Yeah, so Oh dear. The yeah, I didn't watch the whole season, so yeah, that's we gotta come forward.
Spoilers. No, actually, yeah. We watched the
Gotta
first
admit.
two episodes of the first the first season of Hataraku Saibo, and
yeah, then someone didn't want to continue.
yeah, I mean, for me, to be honest, I'm not gonna continue Black One either because I'm not interested in biology, and it feels like I'm in a biology class sort of.
Yeah, to be honest, like the first one also, when I was watching it, I didn't get too hooked on it, but maybe the story would get better and more interesting. But I'm kind of more interested in this one because, like, I don't know, even the male character, like the red blood cell in this one in Hataraku Saibo Black, he seems to be more like, I don't know, like a proper like character with intelligence and stuff. I felt like the first one they made the female character, like the red blood cells, very like not smart and just. But I'm not sure. Maybe she does evolve over time. Yeah, yeah.
Anyway.
I guess we can't talk too much like if we haven't watched it.
Yeah, and I think it needs a certain mood for someone to to watch it. Anyway, I think it's time to move on to the next one. So the next one is on the list is Hortensia Saga. So how do we talk about this? Like if I describe it in one word, it was boring.
Oh yeah, this one, probably the worst of the ones we've watched because it was just like the first episode wasn't even a proper pilot. Like usually, like in these animes, the first episode is supposed to get you hooked and like get you on board with the anime. This one did not even try. Like after watching the first episode, we still don't know what is it about. What is the whole point of this whole anime and like, well, what's going on and like. And I think the reason for that is because it's a tie-in with the game, so it's just to promote the game. So probably it's for the people who play the game. They already know the story and they just want this as an additional like thing to watch.
Yeah, that's how. Like after doing a quick research, just a quick Google search, we found like more search results of the game more than the anime, I guess. So yeah, I think it's like if you played the game, you would enjoy this. Anyway. Moving on now to the next one on the list, which is a very interesting one.
Oh yes, this one.
Horimia. So personally, I only read like the first chapter of the manga a long time ago, and I totally forgot about it. So for me, like it was new, and I forgot most of it, and it was very enjoyable. But
yeah, for me personally, I like back. I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago, I read the whole, like, not the whole, but like 27 chapters maybe. Like, I binged the whole thing, not the whole thing, but like a big part of it. Like, it went through a lot of plots, and like, yeah, I read the manga a lot back then. And at the time, I was like, oh, I wish I could watch the anime. And they at the time, they only had like an OVA, and I was like, well. Yeah, that's not good enough. But then I heard last year, it's like, oh, they're making the anime. I was like, oh, great. Can't wait to see how that's going to be. And after watching the first episode, I'm quite, like, happy with how they're handling it. The adaptation to the anime, because, like, it's even, plot is more, like, it starts off more interesting than the manga, where the manga is maybe a little bit more slower, but that's fine for mangas. But here in the anime, like, the first episode was quite strong and already, like, going into plots and stuff. And it's very interesting. I enjoyed it quite a lot. And I can't wait to see what happens next.
Yeah, me too. I like the characters so far. They feel like each has their own unique personality, and I'm looking forward to see how this turns out. Like this is one of the few animes that I'll actually keep up with throughout the season.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Close everybody else.
What about you guys? I'm pretty sure some of you have watched Horimia. Yeah, so moving on to the next. Okay, so before we move on, Maichiko said Horimia is interesting. My bro doesn't watch romance, he hates it, and he said that he was so bored but he watched it and he liked it. But when it comes to romance episodes, I wonder what will happen. Yeah.
Well, I mean, for me initially, when I was watching, like 5 years ago, I got a little bit into like romance animes at the time, and before that I was always like, I don't know about romance animes and stuff. But then like one anime that actually started to get me interested in it was Bakuman, which is not really a romance anime, but it had romance elements, and that actually made me like, after watching it, it made me realize like, oh, it's actually interesting when there's romance plots. And since after watching that one, I got a bit into like rom-coms, like romance comedy animes, and I started watching all kinds of different ones, and it's very interesting, and maybe that could be a good starting off point. Or oh, it's a huge anime like Bakuman. But yeah, I mean, you can slowly get into it. Like it's because everybody has emotions. Like romance deals a lot with emotions, and yeah, I mean, I can see anyone like can get to enjoy that one. And it's really good when I mean, for me personally, if you have it maybe with comedy, that helps it a lot. If it's like just too much romance, I'm sure it would be difficult for your brother. So maybe like if it has good comedy, then that helps with the getting into it.
I don't know why, but I feel Horimia is not packed with romance. I feel like it has other sorts of plots, like more interesting things. Like it's a package of.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So
I don't know.
We will see. I'm not having any expectations for now. Machiko said, Kaicho wa Maid-sama is an anime I want a reboot. To be honest, I'm not really on this side. Kaicho wa Maid-sama was a very like ordinary anime for me. Like I did read a few volumes of the manga, but then when it aired, I was super excited, but I don't know why it disappointed me. And I feel like the story wasn't really interesting. And she also said, any anime you want a reboot? Of course, I guess you guys know the answer for me. It's Pandora Hearts.
Digimon. Oh, okay.
So yeah, Digimon Adventure, like they did an actual reboot. They didn't really make a remake. It was, yeah, not gonna comment on that.
But yeah, for you it's Pandora Hearts, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
What about you?
A reboot. So I mean, like, what do you mean? Like, as in, like, maybe it didn't do well or didn't continue? Is that like
something that you just wish there is a new version of?
I mean, that's the thing. My top animes, like, they've been done. Like, we weren't like all of my top animes, like Fate Zero. The story was ended, so I don't feel like I'm missing anything. Full Metal Alchemist, the story was ended too. Gintama is like, well, it's just don't really have much story. Although the recent episodes, like recent arcs, have been full of story, and that's quite interesting and fun. Well, JoJo's continuing ongoing, so I enjoyed that. I mean, there's Steins Gate, but the story is done technically. I mean, they could continue, and they did with the Steins Gate Zero, but like, yeah, I mean, I'm fine not having more. I mean, I was hoping Digimon reboot would have brought it more like, I don't know, like it used to be, but yeah, this new reboot is super weird. Like, yeah, I mean, after we watched the new reboot, we watched a few episodes of the old one, and it's so different. Like, the old one was so much more like, I don't know, like realistic. Like, all the people were, like the kids, when they were transported to the digital world, they were like surprised and like, whoa, what's happening? And
oh, okay, so
yeah.
So I switched the photo to the next anime, and I didn't know it was gonna show. Anyway, I think, yeah, it can go back now. Sorry for interrupting.
No, that's fine. It's fine. We can move on.
Sorry.
I guess my conversation not so important.
No, I was just preparing ahead of time. Sorry for the.
Pluvius is a girl? Yes, of course she's a girl.
Yes, I'm Pluvius.
If it didn't show by the thumbnail or every single video that shows a female voice or a female corrected drawing.
Yeah. Okay, so I think let's switch again to the next one. So basically this one was called Kai Byoi Ramune, or like the special illness, like the doctor that cures special illnesses. And it was weird, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, I was the one who pushed for this one because I just saw it and it wasn't fan servicey, it wasn't like weird, and I was like, man, I don't know, maybe it would be interesting. And we watched it, and like it reminds you of Mob Psycho, but it's anything but Mob Psycho. Like, Mob Psycho has a whole different style and it's like more interesting, and here it's just, I don't know. I feel like the story is just gonna be like a new sickness every episode, and that's it. I don't know. Maybe it's gonna be a plot in the end, but
basically, yeah. For those who didn't watch it, like it's about people who have weird illnesses, and like normal doctors and hospitals can't treat them, and they have to go to the special doctor, and like
it was a little bit weird because like the first character was like, oh yeah, her weird illness was she cries mayonnaise.
No, not just mayonnaise, and then it was
ketchup, soy sauce. like what?
Yeah,
it's like, oh yes, this comes from dark emotions, and yeah, you have to like, oh, and then he gave her like stuff and he healed her. It was weird.
To be honest, I cringed at it. So.
Yeah, it was weird, but yeah, we worked through it.
Yeah, but definitely not watching more of it. We just watched the first episode, which has aired so far.
Yeah, nothing notable. Yeah, we're not gonna continue for sure. Usually with anime, so like I recommend anyone who wants to like watch, like is interested in animes and stuff, don't watch trailers. Just watch the first episode because it's just 20 minutes, and you can quickly get through it. And usually animes design their episodes, like the whole like the anime, in a way where the first episode should sell you on the anime. So they should give you the whole like what this journey is going to be about, what the story is going to be about, and it's going to introduce the main characters. And so even from the first episode, you're going to be able to tell what this is going to be about, and if you are someone who would be interested in that. So yeah, I mean, it's a very easy way to like just check. That's why we went through this first week of animes and just went through all the episodes that like the animes that looked interesting or might have been interesting, and just checked out the first episodes of each. And if it wasn't interesting, we'll just drop it, and then we continue with the ones that were interesting.
Yeah, but I mean, sometimes like 20 minutes feels too long when it's so boring.
Yeah.
The show is so boring.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I hope your uncle gets well soon, Muhammad Muayyid, and I just want to check, some people complained about the quality of the stream. Is it glitching? Do let us know if there are problems. So, meanwhile, let's move on to the next one on the list. So this one,
yes, this
yeah.
one. At first I showed this to Pluvius and she was like, I don't know about that, but then, yeah, she
let's mention the name
for
people who are just listening. So this one is called Jakukara Tomozaki-kun. So, okay, magically manga said for me stream is good. Let's see. Okay, yeah, so please go ahead.
What is it meaning in English?
I think like Jakukara, Jaku is from weak, like a weak character.
Low level.
Tomozaki-kun. Yeah, low level.
Low tier. That
low
was the
tier,
name.
yeah, okay. Yeah, so okay, so the stream is all good for us. That's good to know. Yeah, so basically
bottom tier character Tomozaki. That's the English word name.
Yes.
Do
you want to give them a brief about it?
Yes, so basically it's this guy, he's a gamer, and they clearly show like in the anime, like he's like a Smash Brother player. If anyone who knows, like Smash Brothers is a big fighting game on the Nintendo consoles, and in the anime they're very obviously like, they don't show Smash Brothers, but they show a game that looks exactly like Smash Brothers. And though basically he's a huge gamer and he's like the top in Japan, and he keeps like that's his life, that's all he does, and he's amazing at the game, but in everything else like he's just a loser in school, loser in social life, and like has no friends. And then there's this one person he keeps fighting in the game that's like the second top person in Japan that is playing this game with him, and that person is always like they don't beat him, but they're very close to always pushing him, like challenging him, and they both respect each other. And then later on in the story they find out that actually they were classmates, these two, and there's a real interesting thing happening in the story where like it's actually the other person was a girl, and like she's the successful girl in the school. And at first he's like jealous and is like, oh, you're so perfect, and then you're also even good at games, and it's unfair. And she's like, no, it's not unfair. Like, I don't get that without doing anything. I worked hard for getting to this point, and getting strong and good at school, good at games, good at like my appearance, social life. And so they start to talk to each other, and like he kind of starts to have a feel like she's trying to explain to him that no, this world is like a video game as well, and like you just have to like you just have to follow its rules and like improve your skills like in video games, and you can also become like me. And then she's gonna be teaching him like how to improve himself in real world, just like in video games, to make him like get better and stronger. in real world, like in social life, school, and all these things.
I really like how she did say that she didn't get this success in social life out of the blue. Like, she wasn't born popular and pretty and things like that. She worked for it. So I think that's a very important point, because many people think that talented people, like, they call them talented, but there's no such thing as talent. You just work for it, and you achieve it with hard work. So yeah, this anime, like, for me, I'm definitely gonna watch it, and I guess you too, Yahya?
Of course, absolutely.
Yeah,
even if you stop it, I'm gonna continue watching.
Yeah, well, I think we can continue until a certain point, because sometimes an anime starts good and then later they start introducing annoying tropes.
This happened last season, where there was this story about this girl who came from the moon or something. I don't know, it was like this girl. It was very cute, because it was like these two young characters who just turned 18, and they chose to get married, and they have this cute like marriage where they're still very simple life. And we were kind of like connecting a little bit with those characters, because we also recently got married, but then they started bringing all these like annoying weird characters, and then it just became like no longer about those two, but more about just the whole place, and it was weird and like
it starts off well, and then annoying characters come, and it ruins the whole thing, and we just stop wanting to watch it. Anyway, I hope some things stay up to the expectations. And Maichiko asked earlier, any storylines that you'd love to see in an anime?
I mean, Kingdom Hearts would be a great anime. Well, okay. I'm not sure what you mean by storylines, but I mean, Kingdom Hearts would be great to be adapted into an anime, and that would be awesome. Same with any game I like, I guess.
Yeah, I guess if it's about games, I would love for Summon Night to be made into an anime someday.
Yeah, I mean, Smash Brothers would be an amazing anime.
No.
What do you mean no?
Isn't it just a fighting game?
Yes, but then if you make an anime, there would be a story, and basically it would be like a worlds crossing over.
Okay, so you like because you like crossover.
Yes, of course. Like, their stories would actually cross over. It wouldn't just be fighting and stuff. But then but the problem is, of course, this can never happen, because getting all these companies to agree to make an anime, impossible. It's a miracle they're able to make this game with all these companies agreeing, like, because there's so many different IP holders, different companies in this place. That's a big reason why Sora hasn't been added into Smash Brothers, because there's Disney and Square Enix and all the different companies that have to like agree on this. But yeah, we digress. Like, we're talking about anime here. So yeah, that's the story. I mean, I would love to see historical events being done anime, like Greek mythologies or Greek stories. There have been some stories that have touched upon those things, like, but not too much, and that would be interesting to see that. Like, I guess that would be like kind of Assassin's Creed anime. Yeah.
Totally for you.
Yeah.
Moving on. The next one on the list is Kumo Desuga Nanika. Kumo Desuga Nanika? Like, it's a question. Like, it's a spider, but what? Something like that?
Yeah.
Anyway, so the plot of this is that it's an isekai anime.
Which isekai, for anyone who doesn't know, is basically just animes like Sword Art Online, where they just get transported into a... Wait, no, Sword Art Online is different. That's a video game, but it's like get transported into another world.
Yes, it's a parallel world.
Yes.
Like, I think it literally means parallel world.
Yes.
So yeah, this anime just starts off right off, like, it doesn't show you how they transported or why, like, they got into the other world. It just shows like everyone in the class was killed, and they got reincarnated into a game or another like world. And the main character was a girl in her previous life, but she was reincarnated as a spider. And like the rest of the class, they were like females and male bodies and like things like that. And the teacher is like in a small lolly kind of a character. Body.
Yeah, it was a little bit weird, but I did like the premise that like she's not powerful. She didn't like just become like normal character and start upgrading. She was like just like screwed. Like from the beginning, she was born and there was all danger around her because she was all around monsters, and she didn't know how to do it because she was a spider. So she had to like find out how to deal like with it. And she's like just in the first episode, she was starting to learn like survive and earn experience points and stuff. And so that from that side, I find it very interesting. Like when they throw these people in these alternate worlds, like these animes, when they don't handle things easily and they have to like survive, and like it's difficult, not too easy. Well, we'll see how it goes. I don't have too much hope for it, but it looks unique a little bit, like the twist.
So Quaid Curry says it's like the meaning of the anime title is I'm a spider. Any problem? Got any problem with that? Like
so
something like that. And Larry, sorry if I misspelled your name, says if the series is good, I want to recommend it to my sis, but she has a fear. No,
it's a little bit gruesome.
Yes, it's disgusting to be honest.
It's a little bit don't. There's a lot better animes. Like we're gonna later on go talk about like an anime in the list that's another it's kind of like an isekai. So that one might be better to watch.
There are more interesting things to watch this
much
season.
more.
Yes. So I think I'm done talking about this. Personally, I'm not gonna watch more of this.
Same. I'm gonna keep watching a little bit, see where it goes. I don't have too much high hopes, but you never know. Sometimes like things turn out to be really cool, so we'll see.
Yeah. Moving on to one of the best of this season, Yakusoku no Neverland, or The Promised Neverland, season 2. And season 1 was a roller coaster for me. I really enjoyed it. So like watching the continuation of this, to be honest, like it's less exciting now.
What's the story?
The Promised Neverland, like it's season 2. I'm not gonna talk about the story.
No, but I mean the original one.
No, even that, I think I would spoil it for them. It's better when you start watching it not knowing a single thing about it. Like, just watch and then see what goes wrong. But people are typing spoilers already, but anyway, like if you never watched The Promised Neverland, please do watch it from the first season and then continue on with the second
Absolutely.
season.
I mean, of course, you shouldn't jump into season 2.
But I mean, please, by all means, avoid any kind of spoilers.
It's only 13 episodes, right? So so you can get through it quickly.
It's a quick watch,
Yeah.
But it's a roller coaster, honestly. It's better to divide it on few days because it's really good. So I did that, and Varys says I've heard about it but never watched it, and I would
you should totally watch it.
Totally watch it.
Best food anime? What?
Okay, I don't want to talk much about the story, but I mean,
anything would be a spoiler. I think just watch it.
Yeah,
and please guys don't spoil in the chat, like
don't spoil it on that. Why is there no data? Okay, I thought the stream was down. I mean like for me personally, I'm really looking forward to this season to see how things will develop, but I think the first season was the most exciting because we were completely like we didn't know what was going on and what the world was like and things like that.
And now like the season 2 is already they've established many parts of the story, and now it's continuation. So definitely like it would be a very different vibe. Like before it was just like we don't know anything, we want to know what's happening. Now it's like we know things and we want to know more.
So Procrastination Delight is saying the posters are a spoiler, but
I mean,
not really.
If you don't understand what's happening, you don't really know what's happened. Like if you don't know anything, like you wouldn't know what this is.
Yes, but I mean, like if we're talking about season 2, yes, if you watch if you see the poster before watching the first episode, then you're gonna get spoiled a little bit because the introduction of new characters.
I mean, it doesn't really.
But I didn't watch the poster. I didn't see the poster before watching, so it was fine. But you saw it, so you were expecting the new character.
Yeah, but it's fine, whatever.
Anyway, I think let's not talk more about this. To avoid spoiling. So Rahma Ruger is saying about The Promised Neverland. She says the anime is better than the manga because it has a lot of drops. They didn't put the flashbacks, and the art is not good like the manga. Manga is better. Well, I mean, every manga reader feels the same way, I guess.
Yes, any anime, any manga readers of any anime, this is always like yeah, well, of course, like the manga, the person has a lot more time and like a lot more like patience. With anime, it's like usually it's a promotion and they have like limited budget, limited time, and so things have to be like changed. And also the viewers are different. Like viewers and readers have different tastes and different like ways to experience these media. So of course they have to adjust for each. Like they wouldn't just copy paste it. If they copy paste it, manga readers might like it a little bit, but it's still like it's meant for the anime people, and like the manga readers still have the manga. So you have to like separate those two sometimes to be able to please those two different audiences.
So I switched to the next anime and we haven't introduced it yet. The next anime we watched is Kemono Jihan. How do I like the story? Is about this boy in the middle of the poster, the black guy. So he was in a rural area, and the guy with the yellow hair comes to scout him. Like basically, he comes to and takes him to Tokyo. That's
you're spoiling it. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Basically, like it's like I guess they're like hunting different what they call occult things, like strange things that happened. It seems like every character is like a beast, kind of like half human, half demon, and they are able to like he came to like teach him how to control his demon side of his body and how to stay in his human form. And so it seems interesting. Like yeah, I mean the main character, like the side character, the blonde guy, he's pretty cool, like chill. Seems pretty interesting. And I think like we could have like it could become an interesting anime, and we'll see where it goes. It's still very early to say, but I mean yeah, I'm interested to watch episode 2, so we'll see how it goes from there.
Well, I guess you're gonna watch it by yourself because I'm not interested in it.
That's fine, yeah.
Yeah. So.
Is there anything you're watching this season?
Very few. Very picky. Thank you, Losam. She's saying the stream is so fun to watch. Thank you.
Thanks, yeah.
By Drayler again, I'm sorry. So yeah, moving on to the next one on the list.
Yes, so
this one. Wait.
This one, yeah.
Let me take a deep breath and like.
Oh yes, the name.
Read the name of the title of the anime. So basically. 例えばラストダンジョン前の村の少年が序盤の町で暮らすような物語
Which translates to suppose a kid from the last dungeon moves to a starter town.
Yeah,
like yeah, this is anime.
Basically like, that's the whole story.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's as it is. Like, imagine it's a video game, like a fantasy world, and you know how in the first town everything is easy and simple, and all the characters are weak, and like all the monsters are weak. And then as you progress through the game, it's more stronger. And the final area of these RPGs always like the final like town maybe, or the castle or dungeon. Everything's stronger, and all the monsters like crazy high levels. So imagine a character who's from that final area, who's very high powered, and then he comes back to the yeah, who comes back to the starter town, and then he just like everybody thinks, oh, he's just a normal person, and then they see him like super strong and amazing, and it's like, wow.
The comments though, like Procrastination Delight says the title is not a name, it's a tongue twister. And Mukti Miku says I had a stroke reading the title.
Yeah.
That's pretty much the isekai animes nowadays. Their titles are super long.
I think it's a challenge for every new isekai. Is like how much longer can we go? Like what's the maximum?
Yeah, I think that because it's like the story has nothing unique or special. So
no, come on, it's
no, just wait. Like there's no like you can't sum it up in 1 or 2 words title. Like it has to be something like that grabs attention.
This is exactly what it is. Yes.
Otherwise, it's just another isekai. Like anyone could just pass by this and be like, oh.
Yeah, I mean the big hook is that he's super overpowered. But I mean, for me personally, also the comedy is kind of interesting and fun. So far, there's not like too much. Yeah, the fan service, it just seems more chill. But it's I find it very funny because like the boy thinks he's super weak and not strong because from the village he came from, he's the weakest of all, but they are all like super strong. So compared to everywhere else, he's super strong as well. And so it's really interesting. Like, and everybody's just surprised. Like, what is this guy doing? And like, why does he feel like he's so like not strong, but where he can do crazy stuff. And so yeah, this is fun. And we watched episode 2 as well. And still fun and interesting. So I'm gonna keep watching.
Yes, you only. I'm not gonna continue that too. Procrastination Delight said it's not a good marketing choice to make the title long.
Absolutely. I mean, yeah, you can't market it.
But I mean, for the Japanese market, we don't really know. What do you think?
They can put it in kanjis, I guess, but like it's still super long and like just for naming. Like it's the same thing with video games. When we start to name video games, like it's very important to choose a name that's not too used, but also not too unique. You have to like make sure it's something that people could actually look up, something they can actually speak. Like you don't want to make something that's like hard to pronounce. You don't want to use words that don't exist. Maybe you don't want to be like something that is written differently and spelled differently. So there's all these kind of different things you have to think of when you're coming up with a name for a game or anime or manga. And so yeah, this one is like but this is a trend in Japan. Like all these different long anime names is just I don't know what they're thinking, but it works. I don't know.
But then later you find them abbreviating it. Like there was that long named school like rom-com anime. I don't know the full name, but I know that it's called Oregairu. Like Orenosation something.
Oh, okay.
The high school. Yeah, so I'm definitely if the anime is good enough and gains some popularity, then they're gonna just abbreviate it.
Yeah.
Like that like only recently I learned what light novel is called in Japanese. Basically it's called lanobe. So even that like it's like sort of an abbreviation. So yeah, it's a thing in the language. So yeah. Machiko says your name, the title was catchy and became iconic. Yes, like it was so funny in Arabic. I don't know if you hear like your name, if you say the title of Kimi no Nawa, your name, if you say it in Arabic, it's just ismak.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
It's like name. It's like that in Arabic.
German it would be dein Name.
That's more interesting.
Yeah, it is, of course.
I think the most interesting is the Japanese one, Kimi no Nawa.
Yeah, of course. I mean, English is just weird. Your name, like what? It doesn't make sense. But in Japanese, actually, they sent like the name kind of makes sense.
Nigakus. Sorry, what were you saying?
No, that's right.
Nigakus says, could it be that the other made the title long to confuse people and make them watch the anime?
You know, like you'd not like I would not be surprised. I've seen all these like weird decisions people make. Like name things in Japan, like it's many times they don't care. They just like make the weirdest things. Like even in places I've worked with or people I've worked with, they would straight up name things just as a meme, but it's like the final name, like just as a joke. But it's such an inside joke that no one gets. Like it's weird. Like in Japan, like they do very weird stuff, and it doesn't always work. Like it many times doesn't, but sometimes. The weirdness does come out as something interesting, and many times it comes out really weird. So yeah, I mean, that's their style, and like, I wouldn't do it, but yeah, that's their thing.
Yeah, I spent so long like choosing a title for something. I like go check the dictionary and check like so many words and synonyms, and until I find like something catchy with the shortest amount of letters. Yeah. Hello, Outcatto. It's okay. Thank you for joining the stream, nevertheless. Is this the anime where the main character, is the weakest hero in their village?
Yes.
OP
Yes, it is. It's hilarious.
Yes.
I mean, I'm very looking forward to seeing. Like, it's really interesting. It's like, if you make this into a game, it would be super not fun because you'd be too OP. But as an anime, and the anime keeps showing the story of everybody around him and how they're like, what is this guy doing here? Why is he so strong? Why did he come here? It's really funny seeing everybody's reactions.
Yeah. So an artist is asking in Arabic, like, who am I talking to? الحين من اللي تتكلمي معه؟ هذا زوجي.
أهلا وسهلا.
Yeah. So it's my husband, like if you guys don't know. So yeah, I wrote in the description that I'm still saying like it's with my husband, but like until you guys know that his name is Yahya, so I don't have to say my husband anymore.
Did it still say my husband?
In the description, I wrote that it's another.
Who reads descriptions?
Well, unfortunately, yeah. Nigokos is asking, I just want to ask, is there anyone here who saw Ruby?
I watched season 1 of Ruby when it first came out. Like, I stopped because there was nothing past season 1 because it was way back in the beginning. And it's pretty fun. Like, I enjoyed the story. And I've heard it and seen it's gotten much, much better and more interesting. And the quality has improved a lot more. But yeah, I kind of fell off quickly. But it's very interesting because even in Japan, like, it's a Western American anime made by Rooster Teeth, but it was able to become popular in Japan as well. But I've heard it got less now popular in Japan because I think the characters have graduated or they've gotten older, and like Japanese, they prefer more high school stories. And yeah, it's kind of weird, but yeah, that's why what I've heard online, like why it has gotten less popular in Japan. But I mean, it wasn't the cinema here. Also, they had like the movie and stuff, so it's very interesting. Like it has reached to Japan. It's very rare for Western properties like animes, movies. Movies do come here, but yeah, like games and stuff, like to be popular in Japan is quite rare.
Yeah. So okay, I think it's time to move on.
We're almost getting close to the end.
So the next anime on the list we watch is Mushakutense Isekai Ittara Honki Dasu. This was an interesting anime. So for I think we both like it, right? We're gonna continue watching.
Oh yes. This is not isekai. It's very interesting. It's very. Yeah. I mean, from the beginning you're like, wait, what?
Yeah.
It's like confusing because basically, you start off like it's a person and he immediately dies. I don't know. He got hit by a car, and then he is born, but not like back like as he wasn't sent into another world in a fantasy world just as himself. Or as a new character. No, he was just sent there as a boy, like not a boy, like a baby.
He got reincarnated.
Reborn, like
yeah. I feel like the theme of reincarnation is like being used a lot in stories nowadays. Like I've seen at least 4 stories in the last month, whether comics or animes, like of characters being reincarnated. I think it's like the trendy theme right now. That day I saw on a Twitter page for a comic website in Japan, like a webcomic website. In the description title it was saying like we have titles and comics of popular themes like reincarnation and high school love and things like that.
I think it has become a genre maybe.
Yeah.
So yeah, this one basically he's born and at first he thinks it's just like a normal world and like his parents live in like this very rural area, and so the whole time as he's growing up, like he's still a very small kid, and he thinks he's just in like a normal world. But then he sees magic being used, and he's like, wait, hold on. And then he realized, he thought like he was in like a rural area, like in Europe or something, but he was actually like in a fantasy world. And so he slowly starts to learn magic on his own. Like he found like books from his parents that teach magic of this world, and he was learning it. And of course, because he's the main character, he finds out that his magic is more powerful than usual, and so they actually hire a teacher to come and teach him. And the teacher thinks, the teacher is surprised at first because they're like, oh, what, for this little kid you want me to teach him magic? Like, oh no. He's like, oh, it's not again, these parents just sending me to teach their kid because they think he's special. But then no, it turns out he is actually special and he's strong. So she gets like quite shocked by his power, and then she's teaching him now it looks interesting. I'm definitely gonna keep watching it.
Maybe we'll keep watching it until annoying characters start coming in.
Yeah. I'll keep watching it probably.
Outkato says, I miss the heart-fluttering anime releases a few years back. Might be the boomer persona kicking in, but the releases now are just filled with isekai and fan service. I'm totally on your side.
Well, I mean, in my opinion, we look at those like past years as like, oh, those great animes came, but it's because we're looking at it back like as in like years, like, oh yes, in that year this great anime came out. Right now it's of course present time. The time is moving slower because it's not in the past, and so we just see things as they're coming out. But then if we look back, there is great animes like coming out every now and then. Like we had Attack on Titan, when during that time there were people who were saying, oh, no more good animes, and then Attack on Titan came out and it was amazing and great. And then there were other animes that came out as well. And I mean, there's still interesting animes coming out. One thing that is for sure true is that they are taking less risks nowadays. It's same with video games, same with movies. Like this is happening all around the entertainment industry, where there used to be more risks taken back in the days, because I think also there was less data people could collect. Like back in the days, they would just broadcast animes on TV, and I'm not sure if they can actually like record how many people watched. And same thing with like different things with video games. You wouldn't get people so much talking about them like outside of like just not so much like. And then the internet came, and now everybody is very vocal about movies, animes, games, and so people are getting a lot more feedback, and they're able to take a lot more safer routes and less risky projects. And so that's why people that's why you see so many like always isekais coming out, because anime studios know, well, if we release this isekai, we know for sure it will be okay, at least okay, and for sure we'll get these amount of people watching it and following it. But then if they want to take like a risky manga to adapt it into an anime or video games, or like make risky video games or any like risky movies, it's like it's hard to get money and funding for those, because it's not sure, like it's new thing, experimental, and it's hard to pitch that to people, and many times they would just say, oh well, how about you just change it and make it into a generic thing, and that way mainstream thing, so that way more people can enjoy that. And that's one reason why there have been more of these unique animes coming out. But I'm sure eventually, not eventually, but I'm sure that we still are getting every now and then like those big out of nowhere interesting animes.
Yeah, but I mean, I agree with what you said, but I mean, there are so many mangas and comics who have great storylines, and they would be a big hit if they do come out, but they're just looking at the short term,
yes, of course,
sort of success.
Of course, because that's business. That is like, they always work with quarterly profits and yearly profits, and an anime that has to be introduced and over time built up, and it's quite risky and difficult. We still do get these every now and then, but they need a lot of budget, and their manga needs to be really successful for it to actually get a manga anime adaptation. Just look at Horimia. What is it called?
Horimia.
Yeah, Horimia. The manga came out a long time ago, and they did release an OVA for it. But then after that, nothing. For many, many years, there was nothing, no anime adaptation. And it did take them a long time to actually reach to a point to approve making an anime. And it grew much bigger, and it got more success, where they saw, okay, now we know for sure there's going to be a big audience to watch that, and there was big demand for it. So yeah, I mean, they have to always choose this least risky animes.
Yeah, we only look at the end result, but we don't know what goes beneath those decision making.
Yes, and sadly, in the recent years, the anime industry is doing very bad. People are being very underpaid, and they are being overworked incredibly, and so it's really difficult. And hopefully things are getting better now, because of how streaming services are now able to actually produce animes. Like Netflix is producing some animes and they're funding them, and also how Funimation, Crunchyroll, and all these different studios are funding those. Crunchyroll was making several webtoons into animes, and so hopefully this will push these animes to get made and to lessen the problems from before, and lessen all the trouble that the anime industry is facing right now, because all this was because there's not enough funding, and usually animes are not paid for. They're on TV, they come out in Japan, and so they're not getting money actually from anime at all. They just get money from the merchandise they make, like figurines and plushies and all these things. But now with these online streaming services, people they do get money back when they are making these animes. So hopefully that will help it push forward and get better in the future, and we'll get more risky and unique animes.
Yeah, let's see what the future has. Machiko mentioned how Fruits Basket took 11 years to get a reboot. Actually, I think it's more than that, because I think Fruits Basket aired in 2001, maybe, and the remake was only aired in 2019. So that's like 18 years. Yes, 18 years. And Hunter x Hunter got a reboot. I like the first one though, since it has more brutal scenes, but anime needs to be released on TV with no issue.
Yep.
I agree that Hunter x Hunter, like the original season, it's not just the scenes, like the brutal scenes that you mentioned, but it was more serious. Like I watched both the original and the reboot, and like the reboot like had really weird music at the start. It was totally unfitting for the scenes. Like it was this super cheerful, energetic music, and it's like it's supposed to be a mysterious scene or a scary scene or things like that. I definitely am with the original. Even the soundtrack, like for the original, was better. But yeah, let's wait and hope for a second season for the remake. By the way, a few people earlier asked us to talk about The Promised Neverland, but we already talked about it, and I think, yeah, you would need to go back unless you want us to talk about it again, but we want to avoid spoiling. Yeah, so Machiko says...
I mean, this stream will later be still stay in the channel. You can find it through the playlist, so you can watch back and see those parts where we talked about Promised Neverland.
Yes.
Season 2.
Various said the original anime of Higurashi no Nakokoroni was made in 2006, and in 2020 started the remake. Yes, but I've heard that the remake was not an actual remake, but maybe...
Shh, spoilers.
I didn't watch it, it's spoilers for me too, but apparently it's not a full
don't spoil.
remake.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
No, that's not a spoiler. But I think like Higurashi and Higurashi Kai, like the second season, I think the story was complete with that. I don't know what they have to add anymore.
Travel.
Anyway, I've been trying to convince Yahya to watch it. Please, let's watch it because it's really good and like it's very interesting.
I don't like horror.
But I mean, like it's really like it's. You shouldn't miss it.
I'll watch it if we watch Marvel movies.
I did watch like
no.
two so far.
Okay, for every
That's
2 episodes
to...
of Higurashi, we watch an Marvel movie.
No, that's not equal. One movie is like 2 hours long, so that's 6 episodes of anime.
How many episodes is Higurashi?
Equivalent exchange. The first season is 26 episodes, and then the second is 24, I guess, or something like that. 20 something.
Okay, for every 6 episodes, watch a Marvel movie. I'll watch Higurashi.
Okay, sure, fair enough.
Yes, let's go. Alright guys, I got Proof is back on the Marvel train.
No,
She's gonna be part of our team. Let's go!
I'm gonna reconsider because this is Higurashi, it's not Pandora Hearts. So it's really good.
It's just Marvel, it's fine. You'll enjoy it. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Oh my god. Okay, Barry says you should watch the new one. I was with my mouth open. Wow. I want to watch it. I think I'm gonna watch it without your head.
Rest in peace, yeah. He did it, yes!
What Maichiko asked earlier, what's your favorite in all winter animes? So I think let's keep that to the end. We still have
2 more.
2 more to talk about. Marvel movies are fun. Okay, good.
Yes,
you have some more. Okay.
Everybody, join us. Join our side.
You guys group together and form a Marvel fan club. Okay, next is a thing that most of you already know. Shingeki no Kyojin Season 4 or Attack on Titan Season 4. So...
Yes, so much interesting stuff. But it's spoilery, so
what should we talk about?
We'll talk about it like without talking about it.
So Attack on Titan is a story about titans and humans.
And they attack.
Well,
basically this new season just continues the story, and it seems very interesting. It started off very like confusing, like wait, what's going on? And then now it's like coming a little bit back to what we're used to, and many things have changed, and like very interesting to see what's gonna happen next. It's like so much, because after the last season, like season 3 part 2, so much more was revealed to us of the whole story, and so now it's gonna be like focusing more on like, okay, now as we know all these things, we're gonna move forward, and like no more trying to reveal stuff, and it's just like moving on
with the story, like
yes,
yeah. But it's a lot of information dump, like
yes, like half the time we were like, "What's going on? Who?" And they talk about so many different names and stuff, and I keep forgetting who they're talking about. I'm like, very confusing. Probably need to like watch these like several different times to understand them. Kind of reminds me of Star Wars, the prequels. Very confusing and full of politics. But I don't know how many of you guys actually get this reference.
Outkato says, I only watched the first season of Shingeki.
Oh. I mean, even just episode 2 of season 2 will reveal so much to you, so you should keep going if you're interested in it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty intense story. Like, there are very few animes that keep you on edge like that. It's very unpredictable, and it challenges you, like, it challenges your like, I don't know, kind of more
your emotions, your heart,
emotions and morals as well. And
it doesn't paint the world as black and white. There is no black and white characters. Everyone have different motives. There is no one villain. There is no one good guy. Like, it's just humanity. Like, people trying to survive, people trying to do things, like live, and like everybody has their own different goals. It's very interesting. I like when they do that in stories.
Yeah. Ant says, I love Attack on Titan, but season 4 was confusing at first. Nani NJ says, do you think Attack on Titan is good in its 4th season? I loved it a lot, especially Irene. I liked it very much. I mean, I think it started getting interesting, personally speaking, it started getting interesting from last week.
Yes, episode 5.
Before that, it was kind of slow.
Yes, because they were setting up all these new whole plots and characters and stuff. So
I was at first like, is this the same anime? Like, I felt disconnected, but now
I kept watching and I was like, are we watching Attack on Titan? What are we watching here?
But yeah, now we're speaking. Like,
yes,
from this week onward, it's gonna be hype. I guess, like the intensity that we've been waiting for.
I can't wait. Yes.
Yeah.
Outkato says, I watched the entire Marvel movie releases from Iron Man to Spider-Man Far From Home. Yes, me too. I watched all of them, and I watched the TV shows. And today, the new thing came out, WandaVision, and I can't wait to watch that. Sorry guys, I went a bit off topic to Marvel, but I just wanted to say that to Outkato.
Yeah, well, maybe you should make your own Marvel stream.
Nah. Speaking of streams, though, I am actually doing my own podcast right now. I started off actually since last month with another friend of mine. We're talking about video games, and it's like a game developer, like a video game, like news podcast where we talk about the latest news of that week of video games, and also we talk about like developer stuff, developer topics, things about Japan, game development industry in Japan. And yeah, I will link to everybody the podcast if you're all interested in it.
Yeah,
and you can check it out and listen to us. Our next episode is actually tomorrow in Japan time, so just in about less than 12 hours next episode. So yeah, after we go to sleep and wake up tomorrow, I'm gonna be doing this my next stream of my podcast for video games.
And you also started like working on your channel. You finally released your first video.
Yeah, that's a whole other thing too.
Yeah. By the way, you can find his channels on my channel. They are in the featured channels. How many times have I said channels so far?
Yes, let's see.
Yeah.
5 more times and you'll get a reward.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just posted in the comments the link to the podcast.
This is a gaming podcast, so
yes,
for those interested.
And we'll be live tomorrow at 9 a.m. Japan time, 7 p.m. Eastern time. So yeah, whoever wants to join and listen to us talking 2 hours about video games.
Yeah. Maichiko said, Machiko said, I wonder what Genshin Impact would be if it was an anime.
Oh, yes.
To be honest, I think like the possibility is not far from being an anime.
Oh, no, definitely. Because also it's a mobile game.
It's super popular.
Yes, and mobile game, so it gets a lot of money and it's getting a lot of attention. I think we can be sure it's going to have an anime
it's popular
sometime.
in Japan, that's good enough for it. Like, to...
If Genshin stays popular until next year, like 2022, I think we could see an anime end of next year or 2023 maybe, but we'll see. It's gonna take a while because these things take a while to happen, but yeah, we could get it as soon as next year, possibly.
Yeah, I would watch that, to be honest. I'm looking forward to that. Okay. They're subscribing to your channel.
Thank you. Oh well, this is my this is my
he has 2 channels now.
Yeah, this is my podcast channel, and I also share my normal channel.
It's in the description box, the link for your normal channel.
Yes, I'll also share it in the chat because it's much easier for everybody.
Yeah, true.
I'm sure.
They have what's Dr. Stone? Okay, so Outcato said
Dr. Stone is another anime.
Outcato said
Yes.
Oh my god, there's
Oops. No. That's fine. It was just Google just went off reminding me something.
Google. Yeah. So they say Outcato says there's a lot of MMORPG games that have anime adaptations actually, and they have one for Dr. Stone. I don't know what Dr. Stone is.
Dr. Stone is an anime that came out like last year.
Is it a game?
Season 2 is out now. I'm not sure.
Outcato also says Elsword and Onigiri have anime adaptations, and they're not that popular compared to Genshin. So yeah, Genshin has the possibility to have an anime.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Moving on to the last anime on our list, Wonder Egg Priority. So where do we start? Like
this came out of nowhere. Like I was just scrolling through the animes and I was like, oh, let's try this one. It looks like slice of life. We'll see how it is. And I did not have much hope for it. Like it was just one of the animes we were gonna check out. But this became my most interested anime right now in this season. Like
most anticipated.
Yeah, well, anticipate I think is for when you're looking forward.
I mean, I'm looking forward to next week.
Yes,
and the
yes.
week after.
Really
It's
anticipating the next. Very, very unique. Like it's sort of very normal, and then it just flips in the first minute. I'm like, wait, what's going on?
You know what? It kind of gives the vibe of horror RPG games, or like vibes of Undertale and things like that, because it's like you don't know what's going on, but it's amazing. Like you just can't feel the time while you're watching it, and this is only the first episode. I'm really hoping they keep up with that. So I don't know if we should tell you about the story, but I think like I would say just watch it.
Yeah.
Because like watching it without knowing anything about the story.
Yes.
Is the best thing you can do for yourself.
Like it's gonna be very interesting just to watch it without knowing anything. I would say anyone who is interested in any kind of what would you like compare this to?
I don't know. It's unique. That's the thing.
Yeah, it's quite unique.
It also has some Madoka Magica vibes a little bit. Just a little bit.
In terms of darkness, maybe stuff.
In terms of like the
like there is no magical girls in this.
Yes, but the execution of the anime, like the way the story flows and the scenes, it kind of has the Madoka Magica vibes and some weirdness, and like it's very, very totally recommended. So like Procrastination Delight said about Genshin Impact. Genshin Impact might be a hard anime to pull off since the characters have a lot of details. Oh no, now that you mention it, let's hope they don't make it a 3D CG anime.
They might little bit. Not a lot, but like for the movements, some movements. They could. But
they could trace over the models.
I think it's fine. There have been much more complex animes, and it's just getting the right studio to make it, and that's about it. Like they can get the right artists and animators to do that. And yeah, I mean, I don't think that would be the biggest worries, really. It would be the time and budget and, getting the whole thing organized.
Hello, Cookie. You are late.
Yes, rented Cookie.
But I mean, like, she doesn't watch anime anyway, so...
What?
Yeah, so I think she said earlier in the chat, like, she doesn't know about this, so she's not gonna relate so much to the story.
Okay.
Blossom Awesome asks, by the way, what is your favorite Marvel movie?
For me, oh yes, it is, of course, the Doctor Strange, because Doctor Strange is like, he's straight on a magician. Like it's so awesome. Like all the other ones are like, oh, you know, the usual superhero thing. This guy's like, no, he's a magician. Like comes out of like fantasy world. It's super awesome. Like when I watched that, I was so into it. The music's amazing, and the plot, and like the whole character. He goes from like a very shitty guy, and like he's a very like annoying like bad person, and then he turns and like becomes a better person. Like he commits his whole life to protecting the realm, and like yeah, it's super awesome. Like I love it. I can't wait for the sequel. It's gonna come out I think this year or next year. It's gonna be like Doctor Strange and the Multiverse Madness. It's gonna be awesome. Like, I can't wait to see what's gonna happen. So yeah, that is my top one. But in total, aside from that, it would be the latest Infinity War, because but that one is like in the top because of all the other animes. Like sorry, not animes, because of all the other Marvel movies before it, because it all came up to this climax, because without those other ones it wouldn't have been so amazing. So yeah, those are my favorite ones.
Yeah. Yeah, moving back to what, like the conclusion of the stream, we said like we'll talk about the ones that were like our favorites of this season, and I would say like the ones, let's say for now, are not the ones that we will watch, but more like the ones that are our favorites. I will start, so, and I think you can agree or not, I don't know. Yeah. So for me, number one favorite is Horimia. I really like shoujo and slice of life things, and it's very interesting for now. So we'll see how it is. What about you? Is it a favorite?
Yes, I'm quite interested to see what's gonna happen next with Horimia.
Horimia.
Yeah. With Horimia, yeah. So it should be interesting to see. I'm quite interested in the story, and I like that. So yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Yes, and the next one, the next favorite is, of course, Yakusoku no Neverland Season 2, The Promised Neverland Season 2. It goes without saying, if you like the first season, you'll definitely have this on your top list.
I don't know. I'll see. For me, I'm like not so excited, but I'll see where it goes, the story. I watched the first season, and I'm curious to see what's gonna happen in the second season, so we'll see where that one goes. But to be honest, for me, it's like not in the top right now for me in this season of animes.
So it's not a favorite.
We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
But I mean,
it's still early to tell.
We watched the second episode today, and it was really good. Like it started getting better. Okay. And
but that's just my personal taste. I'm not saying the anime is bad.
Yes.
Yeah.
And of course, like Shingeki no Kyojin Season 4.
Can't wait to see what's gonna happen with that. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Absolutely. This is on the top.
For me, it's the dungeon one.
The dungeon, the four
I'm
lines.
not gonna even try to say its name, but yes, I'm quite looking forward to seeing.
例えばラスダンジョン前の村の少年が序盤の町で暮らすような物語。
Yeah, I mean, I'm not expecting a crazy, strong plot or story, but I'm just enjoying it's just a laid back anime.
But is it a favorite? It's not the things that you'll continue watching. We're talking about the favorite. Is it a favorite? I'm gonna
continue watching.
No, is it a favorite?
You just said continue watching.
No, is it a favorite or you'll just continue watching? Because there are others that I'll continue watching, but they're not on my favorites. Like they are interesting, but I'm
interested in it because it feels like a video game and stuff.
Okay, but I'm not having high expectations, to be honest.
Below this, above this is still the other one where the guy with the gaming.
The Reborn.
No, the gaming.
Jakukara. Jakukara Tomozaki-kun.
Yes, this one looks interesting. But I am worried. Yeah, go on.
I'm interested in watching this, but it's not on my favorite lists yet because we don't know how it's gonna go. I mean, look at all the characters in the background that are gonna get introduced.
I do worry that it's gonna go introduce too many characters and then it's just gonna go off the rails. And,
I have a feeling that that's how it's gonna go.
Yeah, it feels, but we'll see. Hopefully, you never know. It might have a cool twist too. We'll see.
Yeah, but it's
maybe they'll get transported into another world too.
Maybe. Procrastination Delight says, "Can we just name the long titled one the long one?"
Yeah, sure. The long one.
Let's make an abbreviation for it.
Or the final dungeon one.
the Tatoe Monogatari.
Nah, Final Dungeon, it's fine.
Okay, and yeah, of course, the favorite. I'm having high expectations for this one, Wonder Egg Priority. Like it looks really good, and I'm hoping like it keeps up to this pace at least half of the like.
Yes, with many of the animes we were watching, they're kind of like episode by episode, but this one is like it's just an ongoing story, like it's just continuous. It's almost like they could make it as a movie. So it looks very interesting. The animations are really interesting, and like the art style and effects.
Like every scene, like it's an artwork. Like it's an eye candy.
Yes.
Like just pause the episode on any scene, and it's gonna be like.
Yes.
Wow. Like it's for me, like as an artist, like I think one time watching it was not enough. I wanna watch it again.
Yeah.
Milk Tea Miku says, the mortals cannot pronounce this name one. Well, yeah. Okay, so yeah, that wraps up what we wanted to say. What about you guys? Did you watch any of the ones we mentioned? Did you watch other shows that we didn't mention? What are like your impressions? Yeah, tell us of your opinions. I'm waiting because we're concluding otherwise.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we can, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, people have to go now. Thank you so much for staying and watching this. We enjoyed the conversation. Yeah. By the way, guys, I'm gonna announce this soon, but I want to thank Rented Cookie. A special thank you because she worked on the Discord server and now it's ready to be released. I'm gonna announce it soon. I'm gonna make like a special video for it so that people know about it. But if you guys are interested in joining, the Discord server is ready now. So I'm gonna try to grab an invite link. I've never done this before, so
I can send one.
You can send one?
Yes. For everyone.
Yeah, so I wanted to wait and announce this in a video, but Yahya was like, you can mention it anyway now. So yeah, thank you so much, Rented Cookie. I really appreciate your efforts. Yeah, so Yahya's sending it now. Various is also there.
I'm also there.
Yahya is also there. And yeah, I'm looking forward to see you guys there. It's okay if you don't have Discord. It's for people who would like to communicate outside the live stream time, like for the community. And I'll also be there, but I'm not very chatty, so I'll pop in every now and then. And yeah, hopefully like later maybe I would be able to let you know ahead of time on like my streams and videos, and we will see how it goes. I have no plans for the server, to be honest. It's just mainly for you guys now, and we will see how it goes with time.
Yep, sounds good.
Yep. So yeah, I think I was thinking we're gonna talk more about the animes, but we were all like, no, spoilers.
Yeah, that's the difficult thing. But also another thing is because with all of these animes, we only watch the first episodes, and so we can only talk a little bit about just the first episodes. We can't really say what to talk about for the next ones. So we'll have a better picture like a month from now once we've watched at least 4 to 5 episodes of each of those animes. So yeah, we'll see. We'll have a better impression then.
But at least for now, I think we gave you the yes and like the recommended ones, the yeses and nos. Like you can save your time. You can skip the ones you're not interested in, and maybe you can check the ones we recommend. But again, it's not guaranteed that it will stay the way it is. Yeah. Tiana Light says, though I didn't watch recent anime, but I did finish Naruto Shonen Jump. Like you mean you finished the manga?
Yeah.
Various says, same. I'm not that chatty on Discord, but I'll use it when I'll have time. Yep, we're the same. I'm thankful people are understanding on this, and what matters is like we will have this place, and I look forward to see you there. Thank you so much, Blossom Awesome. She says this was such an amazing stream to watch. Thank you for the stream. Thank you. Tiana Light says no, it's the anime. So she finished Naruto. She or he? I'm sorry. Are you a she or a he? Yeah. So Rented Cookie says I'm proud of myself with this server. I'm proud of you too.
It's really interesting.
Yeah, you did a great job, honestly.
Let's see how everything goes, and hopefully everybody can enjoy their time there.
Yeah, so we're gonna conclude now. Thank you so much for joining us in this chatty stream, and maybe like we'll have another stream in a month from now, but we don't know what we're gonna talk about, so
video games, Marvel movies.
No Marvel on my channel, please. We will see. We're gonna maybe we can talk about this on the Discord server once it's live. Like what's gonna be the next discussion topic?
We'll see. We can get some suggestions. Anyone who has suggestions, you can post it there. So yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
Also, all the comments you can post here.
Yeah.
Anywhere.
Yeah. Feel free. Anywhere. Yeah, we like for me, I always read the comments, and yeah. So be sure like that your comment will reach us.
Alright then.
Okay.
See you guys. It was great to see you guys again.
Thank you so much for watching, and see you in another stream next week. Bye guys.